Ashton Ford's public critique, undermining the PNM under the guise of advice. Background of the dispute. The People's National Movement's PNM upcoming special convention has become a flashpoint for internal dissent, with former General Secretary Ashton Ford launching a very public critique of the party's leadership and processes. Ford's interventions, framed as advice, have in fact amounted to a sustained public challenge to the party's current direction and leadership. Nature of Ford's criticism. Ford's central allegation is that, for the first time in PNM history, a special convention is being held without the participation of party groups, a move he claims contravenes the party's constitution. He cited Clause 5 of Article 9, which mandates that each party group should elect a delegate to represent it at such conventions. Ford described the General Council's decision to proceed without instructing party groups to elect their officers as baffling, and implied that this undermines the party's democratic foundation. He went further, suggesting that the refusal to extend the convention timeline by 3 months to allow full party group participation suggests that the convention is being rushed to engineer a predetermined outcome. Ford compared the situation to the controversial selection of the opposition leader, which he claimed was decided by only 7 of 13 MPs, and referenced previous internal elections marred by allegations of ineligible voting and razor-thin margins. Ford's language is pointed and accusatory, warning of top-down maneuvers and a pattern of sidelining ordinary members. He has repeatedly called for a more inclusive approach, arguing that rebuilding must be inclusive and cautioning that the party's grassroots base is being alienated. Public undermining in the guise of advice. While Ford couches his statements as advice, urging the leadership to reconsider its approach and warning of the dangers of exclusion, his repeated public letters, interviews, and references to alleged procedural breaches serve to cast doubt on the legitimacy and motives of the current leadership. By invoking the party's constitution and historical precedents, Ford positions himself as a defender of party democracy, but the effect is to amplify internal divisions in the public arena. For example, Ford's assertion that the refusal to extend the timeline suggests that the convention is being rushed to engineer a predetermined outcome is not merely advice, but a direct challenge to the integrity of the process and the motives of the leadership. His references to previous controversies, such as the narrow margin in the chairman's election and the selection of the opposition leader, further reinforce a narrative of undemocratic practices at the top. Leadership response. Current party chairman Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly has dismissed Ford's claims as not only incorrect, but ignoring the established sequence of democratic processes. She insists that all party group elections and conferences were held in 2024, and that every member retains the right to vote in the upcoming internal elections under a one-man, one-vote system. Gadsby-Dolly has characterized Ford's allegations as clearly without merit and maintained that the party continues to operate with the highest democratic principles. Conclusion. Ashton Ford's public interventions, though framed as concern for party democracy and inclusion, have functioned as a sustained critique of the current PNM leadership. By repeatedly questioning the legitimacy of the internal election process, raising historical grievances, and warning of engineered outcomes, Ford has publicly undermined the party's unity and leadership under the guise of offering advice.